The second company that we think has potential value is China Communications Construction, 中交建, ticker 1800. It's a leading transportation infrastructure enterprise in the PRC. It is the industry leader in each of its core businesses, namely infrastructure construction, infrastructure design, and dredging. The company is capable of providing integrated solutions throughout each stage of infrastructure projects for its customers. And the company is the world's largest port, road, and bridge design and construction company, and the world's largest dredging company. It is also the largest international contractor and highway investor in China. And the company also owns the largest engineering fleet in the world. The company currently has 35 principal wholly owned or controlled subsidiaries, and it operates its businesses in all provinces, cities, and autonomous regions of China, including Hong Kong and Macau SAR, and has established its global presence in 139 countries and regions. So it's also well expanded in overseas markets. Okay, last year, its total revenues increased by 5.1% from 719 billion yuan to 755 billion yuan in 2023. Gross profit increased more by 12.9% from 83.6 billion yuan to 94.5 billion yuan. Profit for the attributable to equity shareholders increased 22.3% last year from 20.226 billion yuan to 24.7 billion yuan. Okay. Earning per share increased 26.1% from 1.15 yuan to 1.45 yuan. Last year, it declared total dividend of 0.3226 Hong Kong dollars per share, and the dividend yield is now around 6.5%. Okay. This is the new contracts and its backlog. So for construction company, we always look at the contract on hand, the new contracts it has engaged in, it has entered into, and also the backlog, the contracts on hand, which will provide visibility or predictability of future revenue growth. Okay, so in 2023, it has signed a growth of 13.7% in new contracts in value. This is the contract value. And you can see here, most of the contracts are related to infrastructure construction, represented by the blue color. Infrastructure design, less, and the other contracts come from dredging, represented by the green color. Okay. Backlog, also most of the backlog contracts on hand are related to infrastructure construction, and then followed by dredging and infrastructure design. Okay. New contracts of infrastructure construction, we have further breakdown on the infrastructure construction. 50.9% related to urban construction. Okay, so China now is doing the so-called urban village, 城中村, and a lot of urban renewal. So it will stand to benefit from this trend. It will receive more contracts in urban construction going forward. Now it accounts for 50.9% of the new contracts signed in 2023, followed by contracts related to road and bridge construction that accounts for 22.4%, and then overseas projects account for 18.9% of the new contracts signed last year, plus 5.4% from port construction and 2.4% from railway construction. Okay. The company Reasons for recommendation: the company actively deploys urban village business. That's what I mentioned just now. 城中村 cultivate new strategic industries and create long-term growth engines. The company continues to optimize the layout of big city 大城市 business strategy, with the rapid advancement of the three major projects, including new urbanization and affordable housing, 就是保障房保障性住房construction of dual use for peacetime and emergencies public infrastructure 平基建设and the redevelopment of urban villages 城中村改造its big city business is expected to continue to grow rapidly in the future. These will be the three main growth drivers for the company, and it is set in the policy by the central government in China. For the first quarter this year, new contracts continue to grow by 10.8% year-on-year to 507.3 billion yuan, achieving 25.5% of the company's annual goal, wherein the value of new contracts of infrastructure construction saw an increase of 16% year-on-year to 464 billion yuan last year. In the first quarter. And then in infrastructure design, the amount, the value, new contracts value was 10.1 billion yuan. 29.2 billion yuan came from dredging, and others account for 3.5 billion yuan. These are the new contracts signed in the first quarter. The value of new contracts of all businesses from overseas markets amounted to 91.23 billion yuan this first quarter, representing an increase of 9.37% as compared to the corresponding period of last year, accounting for approximately 18% of the company's new contracts value it entered into in the first quarter this year. Okay. So the share price also fare well so far this year. Now is at this is 1st of May when we prepare the slides. Now the company is trading at 1800. Now it's $4.90. Up another 10% since early May. Okay. Yet it's still below the average P book. We look at the P book of the company. The average P book of its peers is 0.4 times. Now it's about 0. Because it has risen. Early May it was 0.23 times P book. Now it's about 0.27 times P book. Okay, so we are targeting further narrowing of the gap in terms of P book between the company and its peers. If it manages to narrow to see its P book, price to book value, increase to 0.3 times, the target would be no, it's 490. Last year, the book value is 16.7 cents, 16.7 yuan, 16.7 yuan. Let me see. This is yuan. 16.7 yuan. Hong Kong dollar, it would be 18.37. 0.3 times P book would be 550. We are looking at the first target of 550 Hong Kong dollars, the target price at 0.3 times P book. If it manages to have its P book raised to close to its peers, that is around 0.4 times P-book, then the target price would be $7.30, 7.30. Okay, so these are the two target price targets based on an estimated price to book value. Okay.